Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I've got several headlines to share with you in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam, starting with this one from the Crypto Basic. Ripple settlement to come before XRP ETF approvals, says top legal expert. And they're referencing, well, if you're looking at the screen, you already know, none other than attorney Jeremy Hogan. Now, look, it's going to happen. Look, the SEC lawsuit, the appeal, it's going away. That's going to happen. It will go away. That's about a 100% chance. We also will see XRP ETFs. It's going to happen. Also just a matter of time. So, but, so then the question is, when's it going to, and this is where it gets fun. It's like, when's it going to happen? What's the order of events? Will it be during this bull cycle? That's definitely where it gets fun here. Then there's also this. Here are the latest odds of XRP ETF approval according to Bloomberg. And they got a couple professional analysts here in the world of ETFs, and I think they're missing the mark. I really do. Because it also resulted in this headline. Look, and you'll see why when we get there, but this is from Yahoo. It's an article from the street on the Yahoo website. XRP has the worst ETF approval odds, says top ETF analyst, and I just respectfully disagree with this, and I'll explain why, of course. Then we have this, and it's just such good news, though. It's just... almost all the news we've had about XRP, like honestly, even throughout 2024 up until this point, almost all of it's just fantastic. And the ecosystem's getting built out, and it's happening at like the most crucial time, the bull market, right? But here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. NASDAQ seeks SEC approval to list coin shares, XRP, and Litecoin ETFs. That's right. NASDAQ seeks approval for the XRP ETF. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, into the first piece. And I'm glad we get updates like this. We still get to hear some stuff from attorney Hogan, but I really wish he was still running his YouTube channel, Legal Briefs, because he helped our community for literally years get through the most tumultuous time in the history of XRP. And so when we do get updates, I always like to highlight them on my channel, but maybe we'll get lucky and I'll go back to posting some content, but I guess don't hold your breath. Anyway, piece reads as follows. Attorney Jeremy Hogan speculates that a settlement in the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit is more likely to happen before XRP ETFs are approved. The prominent legal expert made this known yesterday in response to an inquiry from an XRP community member. In an X post, the user asked attorney Hogan whether the SEC would approve at least one of the multiple XRP ETF filings before settling or dismissing its lawsuit against Ripple. And so here was the actual post. It was from XRP Army News. Tagged attorney Hogan there and wrote, likely the SEC approves any XRP ETFs before settling or dismissing case, ? Chicken or egg? Inquiring minds wanna know, which I think is a pretty reasonable question. And attorney Hogan simply wrote, much more likely the case is settled sooner than the ETF approvals, not because it has to happen in that order, but because the ETFs will just take longer to dot the I's and cross the T's. So it's worth mentioning here, and attorney Hogan has been fairly vocal about this, but he does believe that you're going to see dismissal or settlement of this case probably by April or May of this year. Now, it could technically be any day in his estimation. I remember one post asked him, okay, could it even happen in February? And he's like, effectively, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it's kind of like, don't hold your breath. Technically, yes, not counting on it. But if you're talking about realistically, when should we reasonably expect this case to go away? April or May. Now, that would actually be fantastic, because if history is to rhyme with itself, which it typically does, that does mean that it's very possible that we could be towards the height of the XRP bull run. Possibly. Because think about it. Last cycle, XRP did peak in April of 2021 at about $2. So if it's going to be somewhere around there again, I just imagine it's just more fuel to the fire, I will not... Now, look, XRP is going to go into price discovery mode regardless. That's my belief anyway. But this still can, even though it's true, I firmly believe that, this can be the catalyst. Having this news break, and I know it's silly because, of course, XRP already has legal clarity. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry as XRP. Look, we are in the clear here, right? But still, just because it's associated, this news is associated with XRP in people's minds, the market could respond. It's just like on November 21st when Gensler announced officially that, hey, I'm going to be resigning on January 20th, inauguration day for Trump. When he said that, the price of XRP down to the minute started rocketing. So, I mean, that wasn't even technically XRP specific news, but because of everything that happened with the SEC and how that impacted the XRP community, yeah, it just went. So I'll not be surprised at all if that's indeed the case here. But can you get an ETF approved before the settlement? Well, I firmly believe the answer is yes. In fact, we should probably talk about that real quick here. So here's the other headline. Here are the latest odds of XRP ETF approval according to Bloomberg. Bloomberg analysts Eric Balchunas and James Seifert have made a bold prediction regarding the likelihood of XRP ETF receiving approval from the SEC. And so here's the actual thread. No need to read the rest of the article. This is James Seifert. Now, he became pretty damn well known in the world of crypto for all of his analysis leading up to the ultimate approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF. And so he works at Bloomberg. And I think his analysis is pretty reasonable. I'm not convinced that he's a fan of XRP necessarily, but maybe that's neither here nor there. And that's fine. You can do a great. He's not a troll. He's not that part I'm interested in. Because the question is when you see something like this, which to me is just a little bit, in my opinion, my humble opinion, it's a little bit of a silly take. So then that's why I always kind of wonder, okay, is bias bleeding in? Like, is this a human with XRP derangement syndrome? And I don't think he does. I don't think he does anyway. But from stuff I had seen before, I'm not convinced he actually likes XRP, but whatever. It's fine. But look what he wrote here. And he tagged Eric Balchunas, by the way. That's his co-worker at Bloomberg. Eric Balchunas is a senior ETF analyst, right? Over at Bloomberg. Anyway, so he tagged him and he said, and I took a look at the filings for spot crypto ETFs. We're putting out relatively high odds of approval across the board, mainly focused on Litecoin, Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin for now. And he wrote, big implications / expectations in these odds are that, number one, filings will be acknowledged, likely this week for XRP and Dogecoin. Well, that'd be interesting indeed. Number two, the SEC and Commissioner Peirce's crypto task force will untangle some of the security versus commodity implications from lawsuits by the end of 2025. But take a look at this. This is where I got a little bit of a bone to pick. I just respectfully disagree with this particular perspective here. But as far as the odds of approval for an ETF for these various coins in this year, 2025, for Litecoin, they think there's a 90% chance that there's an ETF. For Litecoin, 90%. For Solana, 70%. For Dogecoin, 75%. But for XRP, only 65% chance, they say, that XRP gets approved. That, no, I firmly disagree with that, quite respectfully. Like this is just absolutely incorrect. More on that in just a second, but here's the post from Eric Balchunas sharing this information. He wrote, our official altcoin ETF approval odds are out. Litecoin leads with 90% chance, then Doge, followed by Solana and XRP. We are only doing for 33 Act IBIT-esque filings, but def possibility to see futures of Cayman subsidiary type 40 Act stuff go through as well. And so those are the big ones. That's why they're highlighting it. Of course, at least they did include XRP in this. But this does not make sense. And I think it's because they don't know what they don't know. And it's interesting because these guys, they're pretty damn informed. They really are when it comes to stuff in the world of ETFs. But when it comes to the legal status of XRP, I think they're woefully ignorant on this, frankly. And I don't mean that as an insulting thing. Like, I think they literally don't know what they're talking about with this. And neither does Cointelegraph, by the way. I'll just highlight this real quick, too. Just in, Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert believes a Litecoin ETF has the highest chance of approval since the SEC does not classify Litecoin as a security, unlike XRP and Solana. I just responded to like WTF with laughy emojis here. That's actually from Cointelegraph. They've been crapping all over XRP for like a decade at this point, and they've been a little bit more positive recently, probably because they felt like they had to, or else they're going to be on the wrong side of history here. But I'm sorry, the SEC says XRP is a security. They don't even say that. So yes, it's true that their arguments in the SEC v. Ripple case would support the idea of XRP itself being a security. That's known as the embodiment theory. But then if you ask them, they will say no. Either way, XRP still has legal clarity. This doesn't. So I read this. I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm like, it's 2025, bitch. How do you not know this? It's crazy. Now, as far as why they're saying 65%, though, James Seifert and Eric Balchunas, 65% odds approval for an XRP ETF this year, it's because they don't know what they're talking about. So look at this headline from Yahoo Finance. Again, XRP has the worst ETF approval odds, says top ETF analyst. Well, take a look at the quotes. This is from James Seifert himself. Quote, the SEC has never called Litecoin a security, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see Litecoin come first. And then there's also this one right here. He also said, until that whole mess of litigation between Ripple/XRP and the SEC is settled, you likely won't see an ETF, end quote. That makes no damn sense. First of all, Trump's now in charge, so from the top on down, like we're seeing all of this litigation, it's going to be rolled back. It's just a question of how long this all takes here. But to think that that you're not going to get approval for XRP with this administration in charge, it's already silly just for that reason. But setting that aside, even if the appeal goes forward, that has literally nothing to do with the legal status of XRP. He seems to not know that, and I was frankly kind of surprised here. James Seifert and Eric Balchunas, they seem to not get it. This has, in fact, like, if the appeal went forward, it's not going to, but say the appeal went forward, and say the SEC actually won the appeal, that has nothing to do with the legal status of XRP itself. It only would pertain to transactions that Ripple conducted with XRP. It's literally just Ripple's transactions. They don't know this. They should know this, but they don't know this. It has nothing to do with XRP specifically. So even if we're in the situation where that had persisted, which is technically possible, though I think it's about a 0% chance, frankly. No, like this is not something that would prevent the XRP from getting approved, because again, understand also that there are going to be pro-crypto people leading the SEC now. Of course they'd approve it. Of course they would. The coin that's, throughout the stable coins, XRP is number 3 in market cap. You approved Bitcoin, you approved ETH. Markets are sufficiently liquid, and what? Like, obviously you can't have any sort of notable price manipulation. Come on. The market's safe, folks. It obviously is. So I do not see that being a problem. So just respectfully disagree with them here. Now, as far as the order of things, yeah, I won't be surprised if Attorney Hogan's right. Yeah, so probably the case goes away and then the ETFs, but not because it has to be that way. It's just like Attorney Hogan said, it's just going to take longer to get the XRP ETFs approved, but that's probably going to happen this particular calendar year. I'm just guessing that part is almost certainly going to happen after this bull runs over. So, and I don't know for sure, but I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say, yeah, it's probably going to happen after the bull runs over. I could be wrong on that, but I think there's a real good chance that you see the case drop, that appeal. A real good chance you see that drop before this bull runs over, which is pretty exciting stuff here. But nothing, no matter what happens, it is not going to change the legal status of XRP. So there is nothing holding XRP back from getting approved. That's just a fact, and they just don't know that. Anyway, then the final headline from the Crypto Basic: NASDAQ seeks SEC approval to list CoinShares XRP and Litecoin ETFs. And you'll love to see it. New York-based stock exchange NASDAQ submits 2 19B-4 forms with the U.S. SEC to list and trade shares of CoinShares, prospective XRP, and Litecoin ETFs. The exchange submitted the applications today, indicating that it plans to list and trade shares of CoinShares, XRP ETF, and the Litecoin ETF. NASDAQ filings comes 2 weeks after CoinShares applied with the SEC to launch separate spot-based ETFs and for XRP and Litecoin. And so look, this is going to happen. It's going to track the actual price action of XRP. It will materially impact the supply and demand dynamics for XRP increasingly over a longer period of time. So specifically, I'm interested in a span of years and decades. but it'll be meaningful. So like, I don't think it's going to necessarily, I mean, it won't matter in terms of supply and demand dynamics this market cycle. There's about a 0% chance of that. It won't be meaningful anyway. But fast forward to next cycle, it'll be something. It will. There will be less XRP available for purchase than there otherwise would because of these products getting approved. And I think you're going to see, if not all of these XRP ETFs get approved, pretty much all of them. Maybe there's somebody who actually has a bad filing, who knows. But will something get approved? Yeah, of course that's going to happen. So these odds of 90% chance Litecoin gets approved, 65% chance XRP gets approved this year, I think that's disastrously wrong. I really do. But we'll see. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.